Alright, so we're leak testing our upgrades here. Most of this stuff is iSpring. Actually, I think everything in here is iSpring. Those guys. So I've got the UV sterilizer. Not plugged in yet. I have to do some stuff. This guy here is the spin down. Also not plugged in yet. So I made everything PEX in this old system. It was 2 filters, 2 tiny filters, and they were not doing a very good job. And that valve right there was trying to explode because air gets through it very, very easily even when it's closed. So, made some upgrades here. This is not permanent. In fact, all of this, up to but not including this piece right here, because that goes underneath the driveway and up to the house. But so this is probably staying, somewhere along this line is staying, but everything else is going to go. I don't really have a need for this stuff, and I'd like everything to be PEX, because PEX is just so much better. Although we did have some problems, and as you can see, we used to have some leaks. Everything was taped up, but it was more or less just hand tightened, because this is, you know, brass and this is plastic, and I didn't want to ruin anything. But apparently that was not good enough, and we leaked here, there, the other side over here, and down there. But a little bit of wrench and some pretty reasonable amount of timing, and it looks like our leaks are done. So that's pretty cool. I fully expected a leak here, and really, really expected a leak there, but we do not seem to have them. I don't like the way that thing's kind of hanging at an angle there, but I guess I could fall asleep tonight as long as we don't have leaks. And you know, I was considering adding one of these before, but I was like, you know, I got filters. What could go wrong? Actually, well, I don't see them anymore, but previously I had this thing, I told it to drain, and it had like bugs or some damn thing in it. It was probably just flaked off iron from me messing around with the pipes. Oop, there she goes. And I tell you what, there were some big chunks in there. Actually, you can kind of see right in here, I've got little flecks of, uh-oh, something's going on here. Sputtering, I better get out of here and look. I got a lot of pressure. Let's go ahead and stop that. Yeah. So, got my pressure set pretty high, actually. We're at 40. This thing tries to get to 60 out here. I'm gonna end up changing that around a little bit. Looks like we still got some very slow leaking going on here. Just there and there, I see. I think this is going to be a situation where it's not leaking huge, so I might just give it a little bit of time. Our water is very, very hard, and it actually seals up leaks on its own. And there won't be a softener in this loop right here. Softener is going to go over here, so it only softens water that goes into the house. These pipes there go outside the shack, and they power all of the bibs that just are for like yard stuff, and I don't want a bunch of salt getting into my yard, even if it's tiny, tiny, tiny amounts. Water evaporates, salt stays where it's at, and I just don't want that outside. Yeah, we got some leaks in here. Let me check this other one. Yeah, got a few leaks in there. I'll probably let this stuff sit, and then if it's still doing it tomorrow, we'll wrap it very aggressively with the tape and make sure that that doesn't keep happening. I'm really impressed that my PVC connections aren't leaking at all, because that's actually what I was testing out here. But other than that, everything seems to do pretty good here. Obviously I can't see what's going on inside these, which is a good thing. Our last thing was 2 1-stages stapled together, and they had a clear canister on them, and that was terrible. There's not a lot of light that gets in here, but there's some, and the filters really got covered up with algae on the side that I drink from, and I don't care for that. But with all this stuff, it looks like we're doing good. Wow, you can really see all that stuff getting up there on the filter. Where do I turn this thing? Huh. Oh, that's really bizarre. Wish you'd sit kind of how I set you up initially. That would be nice. Yeah, look at all that garbage. It doesn't even have to make it to my filters. I love this thing. That's the real hero here.
Sean over at iSpring is A1 guy. I get sediment down in my shallow well, so this is picking it up well. Here I just cleaned it out. Over like 3-4 days I'll see little specks and whatnot, so this allows me total control over what water goes into my house. And then I've got the descaler, and then I've got another water filter under the sink. So I'm set. Very happy with the iSpring. Thanks a lot, guys.
Not full flow. Not full flow, full flow. See? Bam. All your water goes through there. What's this? Look at that. A friggin' wall. This is not full port. This is, look at, if you're concerned about full flow, get something else. Yeah.